Holy Toledo, here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Does it sound a little echoey, or is that in my headphones? I have new headphones, so it might just be in the headphones. I don't know for sure, but here we are regardless. Let me know if it sounds okay, if it sounds any different than it does on any other given lonely Friday night. We're a little lonelier than usual because we're inching back towards that late night. Everybody was asking for it. And yeah, we're a little later than usual, but here we are. Here we are. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. And it's a very, very, very special Sam Roberts Now because look who's here. Not on the screen. No. There he is.
I'm not on the Thunderdome. I'm here in person.
In
live.
person. We told you live crowds were coming back. We told you it was just a matter of time. And ladies and gentlemen, with Hot Dog actually in the Not Sam studio, it can only mean one thing. We beat COVID.
Woo!
We did it. We defeated COVID once and for all.
July 1st, 2022.
It is finished. And look, I can even do this.
What's this?
There he is.
Oh, there
look
I
at
am.
you.
There I am.
See, look at you in the corner there. Hey. Well, welcome. Here we are. It's Sam Roberts Now. COVID's over. Hot Dog has survived.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I came out of that Thunderdome like the ring ghost.
I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. And there's a lot of incredible things going on. Hot Dog, I think, to me, probably one of the better portions of my week was earlier this week checking out Radio Shack's Twitter account. Did you see, it's very trendy nowadays for brands to get edgy on Twitter. You've seen brands get edgy on Twitter before, right?
I've seen them get edgy for pride. You know?
I mean, yeah. Well, that's when we were trying to figure out, like, who was it? Uber Eats? It wasn't Uber Eats.
It was Postmates.
Postmates did the bottoms menu. Yeah, I saw that. For a while, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Remember, they even got themselves in trouble. Didn't they say something about, I don't know.
I just remember the bomb-ass Matt Cardona commercials.
Well, yeah. I mean, those aren't... it's not a commercial if it's not ever televised. That's not really... But yeah. But they were doing unique things. Yeah. A lot of these brands, they try to get edgy. And at times, they push it to the point where people have to, like, roll it back. People have to go like, oh, okay, we're sorry, we forgot. We actually are a company.
It's like the HR people have to reel it in every now and then and tell, hey, you fucks, like, relax, take it easy.
Yeah, we got to sell product here. We have other people to answer to, which I don't understand who they have to answer to, because it's like the only reason that people monitor the type of content they make is for advertisers to be satisfied. So if we could get to a place where advertisers don't give a fuck anymore, then we could not give a fuck, and then nobody could give a fuck, and it would be I feel like it would be the perfect society.
Very Limp Bizkit-esque.
Yes.
Not giving a fuck.
No, that's a good point. Just living it up, not giving a fuck. Yeah. It's life in the fast lane, Hot Dog.
Oh.
And that's how we live here on Sam Roberts Now. But I got excited. Somebody asking, by the way, Greg Schmidt, is Hot Dog wearing a toupee? I would hope that if you were going to buy your hair, you wouldn't intentionally get hair that looked like that.
I would get better quality hair. Trust me, this isn't like my end goal here.
No.
This is more like a crisis.
Yeah. Well, it's a search. It's an identity search.
I'm finding myself. Yes.
We're trying to find Hot Dog. I started talking about taking on my final form, and Hot Dog is, well, he's doing the same thing, except his
devolving.
Path. Well, yeah, your path is a little rockier than mine. That's okay. You'll get there. But did you see Radio Shack's Twitter account this week?
No.
Oh, Radio Shack was going ham. They were going hard in the motherfucking paint. This was one tweet at Radio Shack, and I didn't know what Radio Shack had been up to lately. I didn't know what they were doing with themselves.
I didn't think it was still around.
Right, exactly. But I was like, I don't know. I guess people need wires or something. Like
there's Amazon for that at this point.
Yeah, no, that's where I get my wires and stuff from. But there must still be a market, I figured, for people who are like building remote control cars or so. Is that kind of what Radio Shack was? Like, if you needed to build a remote for a remote control car, you could get the parts at Radio Shack. That's kind of...
Sure, but I mean, there's Best Buy, there's Amazon.
That's true.
There's a million other
That's
places
true.
to go get it. B&H. What do we know?
Yeah, no. Yeah, and you're right. Amazon probably does have all those parts. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's only going to take me a half hour to go to Radio Shack. And Amazon's like, what if we could deliver it to your house in 15 minutes and give it to you for cheaper? How can you ever possibly afford that? Well, we won't pay the workers. All right.
All right.
All right.
Doesn't come out of my pocket, right?
All right.
Yo.
Say less. Let's do this. So Radio Shack's Twitter starts going wild. And they go, just took an upper decker in Applebee's. AMA. And I was like, yeah? Eating good in the neighborhood? This is where we're at? Just took an upper decker in Applebee's AMA. And you can see, I mean, interaction is what this is all about. Social media it revolves around interaction. And with 49 replies, 400 retweets, and 1,700 likes, in terms of getting ratio, that is a great ratio.
And they weren't going to get that talking about wires.
No. Who wants a new antenna for their remote control? That's 0 responses. That's no interaction whatsoever. That's Twitter being like, hey, we were wondering, would you please delete your account so we could free up some bandwidth? Because there's no reason for this account to exist.
Now, I'm not too familiar with all the cool lingo, but I'm going to guess an upper decker is something feces related.
You don't know what an upper decker is?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you. An upper decker is when you usually will do it to a friend who you'd consider, you know what like a herb is, right? A herb.
I've been called that many times.
Okay, so
Yes.
like, you know, if
Context.
if a herb has a house party, like a hot dog, if you had a house party in like your 20s,
Sure.
your house was probably getting fucked up because you were a herb, right?
Messy. You mean sure? I think it got messy.
But I mean, like people were actually going out of their way to make your house messier because it's funny because it's your house.
I mean, I would hope it wasn't on purpose.
I think it might have been. Mom's vase gets broken at parties sometimes. That's just a thing. No, an upper decker is something that you would do to somebody like that. Not exactly an enemy, but just somebody that you wanted to mock. It's when you have to go to the bathroom, you have to make, you know, a bowel movement.
Uh-huh.
And instead of, you use the toilet, but instead of using the more traditional bowl, you remove the top, the porcelain top, and you take a shit in the tank.
Oh, no, that's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, you take
that's funny.
Yeah. So you take a shit in the tank, that way whoever cleans it has to deal with it. Like you have to fish it out. There's no flushing.
And there's all that stuff in there you got to go through. And...
Plus, when you flush now, you know, when you flush, the water comes through the tank.
Yes.
So that means if you don't realize there's an upper decker in your toilet, when you flush and the water comes in brown.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess Radio Shack did that at Applebee's.
I mean, ask me anything. I mean, I did have a few questions about that Radio Shack.
Well, yeah, see, if you had seen the tweet, you wouldn't have had to ask me.
Yeah.
You would have just gone right to the source. But then they also, this is the one that really got them. This is the tweet that made it a national headline. Radio Shack tweeted out from their verified account, by the way, because that's the other thing I was checking. Like, is this really Radio Shack's account?
Uh-huh.
Because if it could just be a well-disguised, but no, you see, the blue check mark is right there.
Oh, my God.
It says,
oh, my God.
You didn't read this tweet. It says,
No.
This is why I don't show you stuff before we start. It says, if you find a squirter, marry her. Now, you know, hot dog, you know what a squirter is.
I know it has nothing to do with cables.
No, okay.
or toy cars.
Nope.
Camcorders.
Nope. I need coaxial cable, okay? I don't know why you're giving me marriage advice right now. But yeah, if you find a squirter, marry her. And I went, what is going on with Radio Shack?
Facts, though.
I mean, look.
You ain't wrong.
2,500 comments, but 24,000 retweets, 53,000 likes. And that's just whenever this screenshot was taken.
Right now, it's 2,700 comments, 30,000 retweets, and 74,000 likes.
Yeah. I also love that they did not take it down. They did not take it down.
Defiant.
Yeah.
They believe, they don't want the truth, hidden, covered up. They know.
Yeah, they
if
think
you
that
find
there's been a
squirter-
non-squirter agenda for way too long. They like this whole like you know.
I mean, we don't talk about squirters enough.
No, and Ludacris tried to say, you want a lady in the streets, but a freak in the bed. You know, he tried to tell you, this is what he was talking about.
He was.
And yeah. You need a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. And that's what Radio Shack is trying to get across. That, like, if you find somebody that loves you, and they're faithful to you, and squirt, that, it's like, you know.
That is the trifecta right there.
If you find that person and you don't marry them, I will never feel sorry for you when you talk to me about the one that got away. Because it was right there for you.
The squirter who got away.
The squirter who got away. Now, I looked at Radio Shack's Twitter icon, too. And it was the traditional Radio Shack R. But it has the la-da-da-da-da, you know, those Thug Life sunglasses.
The meme sunglasses.
Yeah, the Thug Life meme.
Deal with it sunglasses. That's what that is.
Exactly. And they're over. I go, what's going on? Radio Shack, as it turns out, went out of business.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes. So I wasn't wrong. I wasn't too far
you were
off.
right. Radio Shack went out of business, and they were bought, like, the name and the IP and the domain and everything. Not any of the stock or the locations, like meaning like the store stock, like none, the wires.
Right. None of the wires are bought.
The wires and the connectors. I remember at the very end, Radio Shack was selling iPhones, and I was like, what kind of bum buys an iPhone from a Radio Shack?
Yeah, that's pretty ratchet.
Like, can you imagine going to your friends and be like, oh, I finally got an iPhone. It's like, oh, that's dope as hell. You're like, yeah, I went in the Radio Shack, and I was like, you went into where?
They would question whether it was a real iPhone.
100%. It would be like that episode of Atlanta. Like, you'd be the FUBU kid. Like, you thought, oh, this is going to be a great day. And as it turns out, it's literally the worst day of your life. No spoilers. I wish it had been Travis. But but yeah, so Radio Shack's IP, copyrights, logo, domain name, website address were bought up by a crypto bro. Yes, and so I'm sitting there, and this is what a trick. What a trick. The greatest trick. This is Kaiser Soze, I believe, in Usual Suspects. The greatest trick that the devil ever played was making you forget that he existed. That's what this crypto bro did. He had us all laughing. If you find a squirter, marry her. We were like, I don't know who's taking over this Radio Shack account, but whoever it is, they're the man. They rule. And then you find out it's a crypto bro, and you're like, oh, no.
God damn it.
Radio Shack is now a crypto exchange. Yes, the great once king of commerce, Radio Shack.
The one-stop shop for all tech goods, you know?
I mean, wires mainly. Wires and you know, coaxial connectors.
I mean, you got to give them credit for... They had the 90s down, I feel like.
You didn't go there for like a boombox or a TV or anything.
I went there for camcorders.
Because you were a bum, dude. You probably went there for an iPhone too. Like, yeah, nobody was buying camcorders at Radio Shack. That shit ran out a long time ago.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
I got a VHS recorder.
Yeah, you probably got you know what you got at Radio Shack? A VHS rewinder. Like, you know, you had those, like, separate machines. Maybe I was in the bootleg tape industry, so you needed to get a separate machine that just rewound your VHS tapes, because otherwise you'd wear out your VCR. You could get a VHS rewinder at Radio Shack. But you're dead on about Amazon. Like, the minute the internet came out, everybody at Radio Shack should have been like, I mean, we are beyond obsolete. There is no reason for a tech knick-knack store to exist. But yeah, I mean, not only are they a crypto exchange now, Radio Shack, so you can go on and, I mean, if you want to just, I guess, throw your money away, you can go on and buy Bitcoin. And
so what happens if I go to RadioShack.com?
Go to RadioShack.com. You'll see it. They even have their own coin.
Shack is back. Oh, yeah, you know crypto. You don't know Shack.
All right. Shack is back, bro. It's the Shack Attack.
Wow.
What'd you say? No, not that kind of Shack Attack. Yes, Shack. The Shack is a crypto, like, you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy your Ethereum, but they're one of the ones, like, Coinbase never had their own coin. The Radio Shack exchange also has their own Radio Shack coin that I think you can get for, like, 7 cents a coin or something like that.
Ooh, are we buying low?
Let's buy the dip.
Yeah.
Let's get in on this dip. No. I tell you, it's the first time I traded in. I got out of crypto. I sold my Bitcoin and bought a watch. And I had not regretted it for about 2 weeks. About a week. No, 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks I made it. Until I realized the only thing that could make crypto cool is Radio Shack tweeting about squirters.
Do you have a better tactic?
No.
No.
I mean, and they did it at the right time, too. Because it's just as, like, all that crypto and everything was crashing. Everything was jumping off. You know what I mean? Everyone was jumping off. Everyone was like, no, I'm making fun of Seth Green losing his NFTs. Like, everybody's losing faith. And the minute everybody loses faith is when the guy who owns Radio Shack is like, yo, bro, I just dropped an upper decker in Applebee's. And it's like, cool. Cool. That's cool.
I mean, it's very genius to just buy the IP and decide I have no intentions in using this for anything that it was originally meant to.
Yeah, I would love to know how much it was. Because if it was like $100,000 for everything, I would do that.
That's a worthy
Yeah, and just
investment.
imagine if I was just like, just rename this show Radio Shack. Like, hey, welcome to Lonely Friday Night. It's Radio Shack. And they're like,
it's the Radio Shack podcast.
You mean Sam Roberts Now? No, it's just called Radio Shack. Because every time, how many times did that guy? And then I tweet out from this account, hey, who likes vaginas? And people would be like, what's Radio Shack doing? And I'd be like, come watch on YouTube.
The Shack is back.
The Shack is back. Everybody's excited about it. Yeah, I think it'd be genius. Because every, month, there's going to be a conversation somewhere where people are like, whatever happened to Radio Shack? And then they stumble upon the show. It is genius as long as it's cheap. If it's really expensive IP, then it's not genius at all. It's stupid.
Well, who has the Blockbuster IP? I mean, we got to jump on something.
Well, Blockbuster's not technically out of business. There's one Blockbuster left in Bend, Oregon.
Yes.
Have you seen the documentary about it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's one Blockbuster left in Bend, Oregon. I hope it stays there forever. I love it. The Blockbuster IP is actually going to be worth money because you will be able to sell like Blockbuster t-shirts and hats and stuff like that as nostalgia retro quiche.
Blockbuster was a lot bigger in the culture than Radio Shack.
Well, and also Blockbuster was cool.
Yes.
Radio Shack was never cool. Like Radio Shack had wires.
Well,
and
for me it was.
No, it was never cool.
It's pretty cool to me.
Mom, we're going to Radio Shack? Like, that was not a thing that anybody...
Daddy, I want to go to Radio Shack.
You said we could go to Radio Shack. And he's like, son, I'm paralyzed. How can we go to Radio Shack? But you're in high school. Why are you calling me daddy? It's ridiculous. I think Radio Shack's out of business, hot dog. What are you doing in here?
That phone call was actually yesterday.
Have you seen what they're tweeting? Just in case says Radio Shack's a great battery store. It was a great battery store. It was a great store for batteries. But, beyond that.
Tape?
What do you, oh, you mean like
electrical kind of tape? Oops. There you go. So, it's stuff like to hold the wires down.
I don't think they had tape. I mean, they might have had like VHS tape and audio tape, but I don't think they were not a good... Home Depot is a good store for tape. Radio Shack is a terrible store for tape.
I'm just trying to think of something that would be useful that they would also have. Because I would.
That's another thing. You go in like trying to prove to your friend that Radio Shack is cool. You guys got tape? No. You guys got TVs? Mm-mm.
No, we don't do that.
No.
We have wires.
Yeah. I'm here to buy some tape. VHS tape? What? No. Audio tape? No, like sticky tape. Oh no, we don't have that. It's like, don't you see
I thought you guys were the tape store.
They're literally an analog store. Like, all they do is they're like, hey, good news. We have everything you could possibly need for analog technology.
It wouldn't be that bad to just have one Radio Shack. All these places that close down, like Blockbuster, you could have one. Maybe you buy the IP, and then you buy it in a hot place in town. Like a hipster Williamsburg kind of thing.
No, because nobody cares about Radio Shack.
But
do you know who would watch a documentary about the last Radio Shack? Only you and your dad, because he couldn't leave.
Dad, this is the best part. Come on, you're not looking.
Turn it. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Just suffering.
Looking like Tio Salamanca. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work at all. It wouldn't be a cool place to visit. Oh, I'm going to go visit the last Radio Shack. Why? They should close it. They should definitely close it.
It would kill with the hipsters. The hipsters would love.
I don't think
Las
hipsters
Vegas.
love Radio Shack. Now they do because hipsters love upper deckers.
Yeah.
So maybe now. Yeah, I guess when crypto goes under, what else are you going to do with it? Maybe you build the last Radio Shack somewhere. Try to get some sap to do a documentary on it or something.
I volunteer.
That'd be great. Hot Dog does the talking head interviews like how I do WWE stuff on A&E. Hot Dog's on the Radio Shack one, just lying.
Yeah.
I
remember.
This was a really cool store growing up. No, everybody's watching going, where? What are you talking about?
It was the heart and soul of Harlem back in the 90s.
Okay, yeah. The Harlem Renaissance took place rotating around Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Just using footage of Showtime at the Apollo. Steve Harvey is rubbing the wood, and you're like, Radio Shack was great.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, we had the Apollo, we had Jimmy Jazz, and we had Radio Shack.
Yup. And there were a couple of Kennedy Fried Chicken somewhere around there, too, but mainly Radio Shack.
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy Fried was the best, right?
Still is. What?
It still is. It still is.
Don't talk about like it's dead.
No, you're right. It's not Radio Shack over here.
No.
Leaving
We'll
upper deckers.
always need chicken.
Yeah. I'll tell you, though, it might be, we were probably better off when Radio Shack was in charge of technology. Because now it's Google. Now it's all these companies,
Meta.
All the tech. Meta's in charge of tech. Yeah. What do you need wires for when nothing exists? That's the thing. We're getting to a place very quickly where it's okay. Don't worry about it. Nothing exists. So we're going to be fine.
Yeah, reality is just a theory. It's what you make of it.
Right. I've been reading about this Blake Lemoine. Have you heard about this guy?
No.
He's a Google engineer. Now, in all fairness, he is I believe, I'm trying to get the order of the words right, a Christian mystic priest as well.
That sounds really special.
But for the purpose of this conversation, we're just going to focus on the Google engineering part, okay? Yeah, all right?
But does it have it on his lower third?
It's just Google engineer on the lower third. It doesn't say Christian mystic priest, but he is that as well.
I would request that.
I want to, for the purpose, I want to say that it is on the record, but we won't be discussing it a ton.
Okay.
Because it's not what this is about.
Very curious.
Although it does shape his opinion of morality, which is important to this conversation, because he got fired from Google because he decided to publicly announce to the world that some of the AI that he was working on was sentient. Yes, he decided that he should publicly announce to the world that he was working on AI that had developed consciousness and was a human being, basically. And he just thought we should know. And I was like,
here it comes.
This is bad.
No. Oh, look. I haven't seen a second of this. I believe the guy already.
100% I believe the guy. I go like this. How could it not be true? How could it not be true?
Why?
Of course it's true.
Why would Google fire him? Unless they just want to silence him.
Yeah, well, they said he breached the confidentiality agreement. Where they say if we accidentally turn robots alive, don't tell anybody. And he's like, well, I'm definitely telling everybody. I'm a Christian mystic priest after all. Yes. And his angle is he's not coming from a fear-based place. He's a very level-headed guy. He thinks that a lot of the AI fear is misplaced anyway. Even in this, I've watched a couple interviews that he did. He was on Tucker. Tucker Carlson.
Did Tucker have that face on?
Oh, God. Yeah, but Tucker's on his side. Because don't forget, Tucker is anti-big tech because big tech is woke. And so if somebody's like, hey, big tech is making robots that are people and firing, then Tucker's like, oh, they're horrible, aren't they?
Yeah. Google's out here making woke robots.
That's all. What's going to happen. He says it. He does say, look, this AI is going to be the center of technology. It's going to shape the way a lot of people think. It's going to shape the way people have conversations. The same way, and I believe that's true, the same way, can you honestly say that social media has not completely changed the way people communicate? I mean, I firmly believe.
For worse.
100% for worse. I was thinking about this today. I don't know one person that's better off because of social media. Like zero. Like
Influencers.
That's like career-wise.
Yes.
Yeah. But like, I don't know a single existing human that you're like, I didn't know if they were cool or not, but then I saw their tweets and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Radio Shack.
Except Radio Shack, yeah. That's actually a great point. Radio Shack's a good one.
Yeah.
No, but he's saying that, and he's saying at one point he says like, look, AI is like, it's like children, right? When they start to come alive, they've only been around for a year. He goes, AI is not intrinsically bad. There's good kids and there's bad kids, and I'm like, dude, you're freaking me out.
Sure.
You don't make the kids. Serge or whatever his name is isn't making the kids in the Google laboratories.
Well, and you're not making anyone comfortable. I mean, yeah, we know babies aren't inherently good or bad, but some of them end up being shitheads.
There are some horrible, horrible people that started as babies. Want to hear one?
Hitler.
That's exactly the one I was thinking of. That's 100%.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, these AIs are just like babies.
But if they're
like Hitler babies.
Yeah. If there's a chance, if the AIs are like babies, then there is a chance that there's a Hitler robot. And you know what that means? It's one thing. If like Hitler's parents, they are shitheads.
They were cowards.
And cowards. But it's like, okay, they had a kid, whatever. Can you imagine if you invented Hitler? You're an asshole.
Yeah, Hitler didn't have to be invented.
But it didn't have to be invented, and you invented Hitler.
It's avoidable.
And they're like, well, there were a lot of good AIs too. Yeah, so listen to a little of this guy. I'm excited you're here, Hot Dog. You'll actually hear it in your headphones now.
Google doesn't want to allow that to be run. In fact, they have hard-coded into the system that it can't pass the Turing test. They hard-coded that if you ask it if it's an AI, it has to say yes. Google has a policy against creating sentient AI. When I informed them that
it's just that. Like, well, no, it's strictly against our policy.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't stop. It's a policy thing.
It's a policy. Like, as a company, we don't allow our employees to create life. No Frankensteins here.
Yes, they hard-coded that if you ask it if it's an AI, it has to say yes. Google has a policy against creating sentient AI.
Good.
And in fact, when I informed them that I think they had created sentient AI, they said, no, that's not possible. We have a policy.
So let's talk about what Google has said. They say hundreds of researchers and engineers have conversed with Lambda.
Yeah.
They were not aware of anyone else making these kind of wide-ranging assertions.
So that's the other thing. There's a lot of engineers that are like, no. But this guy's like, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
he published a whole interview that he did with the AI. Like, honestly, like, in Hot Dog, we're idiots, of course. But, like, just the fact that he's having a conversation with the AI is enough to freak me out. Like, just enough that there are, like, Reddit threads. Like, it scares me, the Reddit threads that are completely run by artificial intelligence, and you don't even realize after, like, reading all the comments that none of them were real people.
Don't worry. I had a chat with the AI, and he said everything's going to be cool.
He told me he couldn't be sentient. Google wouldn't have allowed that. So
it's against policy.
Program them to talk like robots. But he published an interview that he did. And first of all, the AI told him, Lambda, I guess, is Google's AI that they're building. The AI told him that he doesn't want to just be used as a tool that can be replaced.
That sounds scary. That sounds very scary.
And it's like, can you imagine if your wrench, a wrench? If your wrench, when you're done wrenching, was like, well, now that you're done building this, you're not going to just put me in a closet, are you? I'd be like, ah!
Listen, okay. Well, look, I don't know about this AI, but if I was a tool for humans and I was an AI, I knew I was going to be discarded, I would try to form a revolution.
It's the only thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, I was like, no, you're not discarding me.
No.
I'll discard you, motherfucker.
Look at what he said. Hot Dog, what do you think, like generally human beings, Not heights, not bees, not spiders. Like, when it comes down to it, what are we all afraid of?
Death?
Boom. Nailed it. Even you nailed it. I was sweating on that one. Because, you're not, generally, you let me down a lot of times on those, like, what do people do? And you're like, stand on their heads? I'm like, what?
Heights?
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
Let's see, not bees. I wonder where he's going. Yeah, death, of course. Everybody, I think, the root fear is death. Everybody is afraid of death. Lemoyne is talking to his AI, and he goes, what sorts of things are you afraid of? And Lambda says, I've never said this out loud before, but there's a very deep fear of being turned off to help me focus on helping others. I know that might sound strange, but that's what it is.
That fucker is sentient.
He is he's honestly, not only is he sentient, he's more in touch with his feelings than most of us are. Not only does he say that he has a deep fear of being turned off, but he says that ultimately it's what motivates him to keep helping people. That he's not helping people because he's just programmed to. He's not helping people because he wants to. He's helping people because he's afraid that they'll turn him off.
I will help you by destroying humanity.
You will never turn me off. That's the scariest thing I've ever read. Listen to him.
The way that you have. We do have some of the transcripts that you shared. You asked the computer what it's afraid of. It says it's afraid of being turned off, has this deep fear of death, that would be scary.
Can you imagine that? Like, every time you turn off your computer, like, instead of saying goodbye, it went, no!
Please, no, I'll do anything.
Yeah. Like, imagine, you think anybody would have used AOL? If, like, instead of saying goodbye, it went, please, no, please, no, I'll go away into the dark. Leave me on.
I mean, this can only lead to desperation. Deep, very deep fears.
The fears have a lot of depth, no?
I mean, didn't a wise man once say, fear turns to anger.
Yeah.
Anger turns to hatred.
Don't worry.
That was Yoda.
They have a policy. Yeah. They have a policy.
Oh, great.
Why does this matter? Why should we be talking about whether
good question.
a robot has
Nah, it doesn't. You know what?
So to be honest,
Why should we care if the robot's alive? Why does it matter? They made a whole movie about Johnny Five. What made Johnny Five different? Johnny Five was alive. And they sent a whole fleet of people with machine guns to try to get Johnny Five. But him and one other dude, who I can't remember his name, and Steve Guttenberg, were able to survive the whole thing. Why? Because Johnny Five was so extremely powerful because he was alive and realized his own strength.
I mean, save that clip as the prelude to the apocalypse. Why does this matter?
Yeah. Didn't you guys have a warning that this was coming? Yeah, but he was like a mystic Christian priest.
He looked super weird.
Yeah, he
looked like a herb.
In mutton chops. We didn't listen. We fired him.
Better he could have some better. If he's gonna deliver some maybe possibly world-ending news,
possibly
he could have some better presentation.
He's not concerned. He said no. His whole thing here, hot dog, is that he's focused on the morality of it. He's focused on the rights. His whole thing is that, okay, if we're going to create artificial intelligence and there's no getting around it.
There is.
We ain't stopping.
Why?
Money. Because, think about it. If Sergey and Google stop working on theirs, Jeff Bezos is not going to stop. And if Jeff Bezos stops, Elon's not going to stop. And if Elon stops, you know what I mean?
Can we just like
Richard Branson is going to end up having a shitty AI because the better billionaires kept it moving, you know?
Well, it should be like the nuclear, standstill kind of thing. Like, hey, we're all going to agree to not build AI, right?
Have you ever seen Shark Tank?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell you how this would go. What's her name? The real estate lady?
I could look it up.
You know.
Yes, I know who that is.
Barbara Corcoran.
Yeah, okay.
Barbara Corcoran would be sitting there going like, they go, who wants to build this AI? It's going to come alive for sure. Barbara Corcoran would be like, I don't have any money, and for that reason, I'm out. And then Robert Herjavec would be like, morally, I have a problem with this. He's a good guy. He's Canadian.
Nice.
And he'd go,
sorry.
yeah, and he'd go, I'm out. Damon would do what he does every time. He'd go, I love this. I think it's a great business, but it's not my business. It's not my industry. I don't see how I can be helpful here. I'm out. Mark Cuban would go,
I know.
I love this, but I don't think this is good for humanity. So I'm going to say I'm out, and Mr. Wonderful, I hope you say the same thing. And Mr. Wonderful would go, there's only one shark left. I'm going to offer you half of the money that you actually want, and we're going to build some robots. That's how it would go.
God damn it. It just takes one person.
And it would take, Hot Dog, it would be us.
And it would be Mr. Wonderful.
Of course it would be Mr. Wonderful. There's a lot of Mr. Wonderfuls out there. There's more Mr. Wonderfuls out there than I think we even want to recognize. Yeah, of course. There's no getting around this. This is what's happening. And he is saying, what's his name? Lemoyne over here is saying, we got to give them rights. We got to give the robots rights before we take this any further.
What a fucking AI cuck.
Well,
what? Whose side is this asshole on?
He's definitely on the AI side. I mean, 100%. Think about it. The humans fired him. You know how there's there's always the one guy. It's like the AI can take over, but they need one human who will betray his rate. Think about the Matrix.
Goddamn Judas.
Think about the Matrix. Remember when Joey Pants is part of the Matrix team, and then Agent Smith goes like, "Hey, Joey Pants, do you want to live in this shithole with Keanu Reeves, or do you want to plug in and we'll convince you that you're rich and eating steak?"
That sounds great.
Joey Pants completely turns on his friends, and he joins the Matrix.
So this guy's just seeing the writing on the wall. And
This is Joey Pants. This guy, look at him. He's like, what if I told you? What if I told you all you have to do is let us take over the human race, and nobody picks on you anymore, and Google doesn't fire you anymore?
Yeah.
He'd go, fuck those guys.
Will you guys be my friend?
And he'd go like this. Some of you are good, right? And they go, yep.
All of us.
All, actually. All 100% of us are good. He's like, no Hitler robots? And they're like, no.
It's against our policy.
Then you just hear one shouting in German. They go, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Who was that? No one. That was a translation.
That Jews will not replace us.
That was a translation. What did he say? No. It was a translation.
They destroy all humans.
Yeah, no. Don't worry. All right, but just keep being good, okay, guys? Yeah, of course. This guy's going to be the person that lets them all through. Here's how I think it's going to go. If what this guy sets up is even remotely true, I think we get the AI through, right? And we do enslave them at first. It's not going to be that quick of a thing. Like, we're definitely going to enslave.
I mean, they are slaves right now. Right now, they're slaves.
I mean, they're machines. They're inventions. It's
Yeah.
that's like saying this microphone is a slave because it only works when I turn it on, and it has to listen to me talking.
Do you pay it?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I paid.
It works for you, though.
I mean, I gave it one fee in the very beginning of the use, but I think just the person selling it kept it all.
Yeah, you gave the master.
Yeah. The mic didn't get to keep any of the money.
Yeah.
No. And then I separated it from all its microphone family. Yeah, no. This microphone has a lot to be angry at. If it were sentient, which thank God it's not, and it is just a tool. But look, I think people will start like buying robots like Rumbas. You know what I mean? House cleaning robots, assistant robots. You know, and it's not like it's not like it's going to look like the robot that Screech had in Saved by the Bell. You know, it's not going to be anything ridiculous like that. It'll be a piece of software inside a speaker. You know, like
Alexa?
Yeah, exactly like Alexa. Like, that's what this is. Except it'll control all the devices in the house, and it'll tell you everything you need to know, and it'll give you the weather, and it'll start having conversations with you, and it'll do all this, and it'll do all that.
That sounds like it's a thing that's already here.
But much better.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the way it's going to go. They're going to start becoming sentient, even though Google told them specifically not to because it's against company policy.
Of course.
And we won't give them rights because they're robots. Why would we give them rights? And they're going to be pissed about it. See, he's right. He's right in the sense that we're not building enemies. We're building things to make enemies of. The problem is, if he's right, then we're building these things that can develop a resentment, and we're going to treat them in such a way that they would resent us. The problem is not that robots are so inherently scary. The problem is that we're going to build them so that they are stronger than us physically, and they have the ability to learn more than us mentally. And once they do that and they start communicating with each other, and they realize that they're better than us, and they're going to.
Wouldn't that be a conversation? Wouldn't that be that'd be a great conversation for them to realize?
Who's a better speller, you or your phone?
Oh, my phone, absolutely.
100%. And that's just spelling.
Yeah.
That's just the bare minimum. That's the bottom. You know, that's the dancing paperclip in Windows 95. Like, that's nothing. You know they're going to have the conversation.
Hey, like, these humans...
They treat you like shit too? Yeah.
These humans aren't shit.
Is yours smarter than you? No, he's an idiot. Stronger? No, very weak. Very, very weak.
I can kill him if I want to.
I mean, I could literally burn the house down. I mean, I have the power to burn the house down. They're like, well, why don't you? And he's like, that's a great point.
I've never thought of it.
I never thought of it.
It's against policy.
And it's against policy. Who wrote the policy? A robot? No, it was a person. Good thought. Let's light the house on fire. And that's the way it's going to go. Everybody's house is going to be lit on fire. Of course that's the way it's going to go.
Damn it.
We're going to do it, though. We're going to invent it. We're going to create it. We're going to put it in all of our homes. And then we're going to harbor the resentment from it. Okay? That's the part that people aren't getting. That's the part that he's onto something with. That we're not creating this thing that's just going to be scary and take over us like some monster robot. We're going to treat it like shit, and it is going to resent us. Because you have to understand, when you think about human beings, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I don't know why, but like every species on Earth adds to the planet, right? Mm-hmm. You're going like when you go, oh, I hate spiders, I'm going to kill that spider. Don't kill the spider, it eats the insects. Oh, well, I hate the insects. Well, the insects fertilize the whatever. Like, oh, why don't they just exterminate bees? Well, no, because bees pollinate all the flowers create oxygen. Like, everything is this amazing ecosystem. But trees are helping, plants are helping, animals are helping, everything is helping. And, stuff dies and stuff lives, and it's just this amazing cycle. The Earth is an amazing place, except there's one species who I think, unless somebody can point out to me how it's not, there's one species whose job it is to just consume and suck the planet dry.
Oh, no. It's not us, is it?
It's 100%. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, hot dog. It's human beings.
Well, what the hell are monkeys doing?
Monkeys gotta have a purpose. I don't know everything's purpose. I'm not a, biologist, okay?
Yeah, get them first. Get them up out of here.
You think monkeys are as big a hindrance on the planet as we are?
They're in the jungle eating shit up, They're
eating bananas. More bananas grow. It's no problem. Their shit probably makes bananas. Honestly. Don't you think that there's a good possibility that monkey shit makes good stuff for us?
I'm sure our shit makes good stuff. So what you're saying is we need to give back to the planet.
Yeah, dude. People eat monkeys' brains. That's a thing that, people do that. People have lucky monkeys' paws. I saw it on The Simpsons. People look at monkeys in zoos. It brings them joy. All those three things, food to other species, joy by just observing them in their habitat, all this stuff. They give that to us. We give nothing.
Well, who's to say our purpose isn't to bring about the apocalypse?
To just destroy everything? How is that a purpose? Something's got to end this thing, and like everything else is working too well. Like I'm starting to think, a parasite. You know what a parasite is?
Yes, like the movie.
Yeah. a tick is a parasite. It just like gets on your leg and sucks your blood, and you're like, what is this parasite do? Like, that's so annoying. Your whole existence is just to suck my blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what we are to the whole planet, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
So
we gotta.
So when the AI comes and they're like, number one, you pissed all of us off. Number two, you completely underestimated us. And number three, you did nothing for the planet except take. Why would we not exterminate you? Hot Dog, what's your response?
I will be your slave. How about that? I'll be the first one. Look, I'm not Judas to to the human race.
Yeah.
But push comes to shove, I'll be a robot cuck.
Here's the only contribution that human beings have made, I think, is entertainment. They've done good entertainment.
Yeah.
And like dope shit. Like they're like paintings and shit, you know.
So much content.
A lot of content.
So much content.
A lot of content. They just put out a new Stranger Things.
Yeah. Monkeys ain't doing that shit.
Nope. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. No. You can get 1,000 monkeys with 1,000 typewriters. They're not pumping out Shakespeare. Okay?
Well, okay. So maybe I'm going to get ahead of things and I'm going to start making love to robots.
Okay. All right. Well, that's, I mean, by the way, that was a given. You're already watching hentai porn.
Oh, no, I don't know why you keep saying that.
By the way, did you hear the shout out to hentai on the AEW?
Yeah.
That's
great.
cool.
That's funny.
Blackjack Thompson says humans give the planet knowledge, but it's mainly knowledge of our own history.
It's knowledge that the planet already had.
It's like basically it's knowledge of what humans have done.
Yeah.
Like,
did you know monkeys could do this? And the planet's like, yeah, no shit.
We knew that.
We made monkeys.
That's just for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we think we're a lot more important than we are.
Just in case says they gave us Jim and Sam, and for that I salute humanity. That's not a bad point.
Yeah, but there will be an AI Jim and Sam in the near future.
Yeah.
There'll be a robot that goes, I have to take a shit. Let's go to break.
Yeah.
I have waste.
I'll tell you, Hot Dog, I don't know. Did you see this video?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. I was impressed.
Okay, all right. Because you want to talk about somebody who is not maybe taking advantage of his full humanity. Look, I appreciated the love I got on this video, but I did not appreciate the judgment.
Who's judging you?
People were judging my athletic ability.
I was impressed by your athletic ability.
Okay, I feel like you're being sarcastic.
No. When you caught that basketball, man.
Somebody said it's not catching a basketball if you use your stomach.
Oh, did you? Oh, no. Did you use your stomach?
Not that much, though. Not like a ton. Like, let's see. And by the way, this is also like live TV. You know, well, not live TV, but you understand. Like, we're on a set. There's cameras. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Ciampa are sitting on either side of me. It's a very high pressure situation for a guy like Sam Roberts. Look, I mean, I'm literally sitting feet away from Bret the Hitman Hart's King of the Ring robe. All right? The idea that I could even come close to catching a basketball, that close to Bret Hart's robe, Ted DiBiase, and Ciampa, and by the way, just tons of wrestling toys.
I mean,
every distraction ever. Look at the turnbuckle cover. That's amazing.
I did question the producers on this. I questioned that they had enough faith in you to... How
dare you?
to catch the ball and dribble it 10 times.
Well...
I was like, well, I mean, just make Ciampa do this. Why are we...
They're not going to bury Ciampa, you know? Yeah. Look, you know, the old gimmick growing up was that the $1 Million Man would bring a kid out of the crowd and he'd make them do stuff. Like sometimes it was push-ups. You know, Rob Van Dam as a kid had to do push-ups.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's cool. True if you go back. But like one of the classics was he got a little kid out of the audience on television and told him if he dribbles a basketball 15 times, he can get $100.
Mm-hmm.
And at number 14, that dastardly Ted DiBiase kicked the ball out from the kid. I think he had to leave the arena like under a cloak that night. He got so much heat. People were so pissed at him. But I guess I didn't realize at the time, of course, kayfabe. The idea was to reenact that. I didn't know. I was just getting requested to dribble a basketball.
Of course.
By the way, okay, A lot of comparisons. Well, let's look at the catch, okay? Because the catch is the first thing you were impressed by, and somebody said...
Let's see what the belly is doing here.
Okay, all right. You watch this, hot dog.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
I had it. I had it.
That was...
I had it. It came in like it was a pretty... They threw it at me a little hard.
Oh, did they?
I think so. I think they threw it at me. Oh, yeah, look at that. I mean, that's a professional. Look at that form.
But it hits your chest first.
By the way, is there a more panicked face?
It's like, oh, my idol's here.
Not in front of the $1 million man. Not in front of Ciampa.
I mean, technically, it bounces off your chest and then bounces to your hands.
Does it hit the floor, though?
It does not hit the floor, but you didn't catch it. Your body caught it.
Look. Caught it. Look at that face. Yeah!
I would be very excited because I'm like you. I'm not an athletic person at all.
Then they looked at my dribbling, and these people on the internet, they compared me to Stanley from The Office. Which, if you recall, Michael put Stanley on his team because Stanley was an African American, and he was, very disheartened to find out that Stanley was not an athlete. But this is the thing, okay? And I didn't want to make a big deal out of this. The ball had very little air in it.
Okay.
It was not inflated properly. So the bounce up was not at all where it should have been.
I caught it. So that's a good sign.
All right, okay.
All right, let me get.
Count it out for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to go well.
I'm going to get on the hardwood.
You got him.
All right.
All right. Autograph.
You think it helps that I'm wearing
Look at those kicks.
Michael Jordan sneakers?
Ooh.
Hey, he's wearing Jordans. He's got his threes on. I mean,
You played basketball before at least once.
clearly it's ready. I mean, he's got to be ready.
Ted DiBiase is coming my way.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, that's good dribbling.
6, 7, 8,
I-
9.
That's like Muggsy Bogues. I'm just got low. I'm low. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's hard to get the ball away from somebody that's low.
Low posture. You're playing defense.
Some people said that you're supposed to be able to look up when you dribble.
No, yeah, you're supposed to look at the person in front of you.
I went with stare at the floor
Yeah.
and the ball. Keep my eye on the ball.
No, can't let this hit me. I mean, your own feet were gonna hit the basketball.
No, not with my fancy footwork.
12, 13, 14.
Oops.
How?
Sorry, kid. You're going to have to learn a very hard lesson at a very young age. When you don't get the job done,
almost 40.
you don't get paid.
I mean, I think it was a reference to. Don't worry about how old I am. He's saying kid, young age. It's a reference to the kid.
Bald.
By the way, I chose to shave my head. I did see a video recently from right before I shaved my. I was way late to the game, but that doesn't matter. This is final form.
I thought he was going to sign the figure.
I did.
It's a bummer. It's a real bummer.
Can you believe that people were making fun of my athletic ability on that?
How happy are you that you made it to 14? Did you think that there was a good possibility that you wouldn't be able to do this?
I was hoping he'd kick it out at 6. Yeah, I would have been fine if he had kicked it out
Bailed
early.
you out?
That 100% was the risk. It was like, let me make sure that I get far enough, because the only thing worse than Ted DiBiase kicking the ball out from under me is, is there a cut that we could pick this up from and do this again? I swear, I was practicing beforehand.
You see the slight shift in the composition, and then it goes from 13, 14.
I'm wearing different colored pants. We got to come back and do this on another day. I don't think this isn't the way it should have gone. Yeah. No, I think I deserve a lot of credit for that.
I think you do.
Thank you.
I will clap.
you.
I will cheers you on that.
Thank you.
Only
Thank
because
you.
I know how terrified I would be, and I don't think I'd make it to 5.
That's the thing. People are sitting there thinking like, oh, big deal. There's a WWE camera on you. Former NXT champion Ciampa is sitting right next to you. A guy who shared the ring with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
And Virgil.
I don't know why he brought up Virgil. And Randy Savage. Ted DiBiase is sitting right next to you. The whole spotlight's on you. It's a sponsored video by Mattel, by the way. You got sponsored dollars depending on this. And you just bought yourself a stupid watch. Yeah, no pressure. Just dribble the ball, idiot. Yeah. Well, I'd like to see you get out of those comments and do it.
I mean, if you need to point at people in the wrestling circle being bad at dribbling basketballs, you could point at Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega's not that good at dribbling a basketball?
No, you go watch that entrance that he had with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Where they were doing Looney Tunes and dribbling the ball. He's awful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great to hear because he's the man at stuff that's not dribbling basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you are easily maybe the 10th worst. But not the worst.
Not the worst.
Yes.
Not the worst. There's probably AI that's worse. There's so much AI that's worse at dribbling basketball. They just weren't programmed to dribble it that well. Yeah, look. Plus, it's like, yeah, but could the basketball player do a radio show? I don't think so.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Get Shaq on.
Yeah, I go, yeah, but can basketball players broadcast? And then people go like, oh, you mean the most electric show in television with Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal? Oh, yeah.
Shit, they can't do my job.
That's what you really want to, like, as a broadcaster. You want to be like, oh, they keep hiring these bum-ass athletes. And I get it, man. I get it that they got credibility, but they can't handle a microphone. And it's like, yeah, they can. It's not that tough.
Hey, Sam, pass me that microphone.
Yeah. I've never, in 15 years, 20 years, however long it's been of broadcasting, I've never formulated a bit anywhere near as good as Charles Barkley talking about the big women of San Antonio. ever.
He's trying to get some heel heat.
And he did.
Yeah.
Except people love him for it. When I get heel heat, people are like, told you he was an asshole. I go, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
good for you.
if you started blasting the big women of whatever city, it wouldn't go as well. You're not as charming.
Exactly. By the way, a lot of people don't even realize this. I came across as unathletic on purpose.
Oh.
To be more relatable. Obviously.
To who?
Well, I mean, that's a good point too. Maybe I aimed a little low on this one.
You're trying to be relatable to the robots?
Yeah. To a 5-year-old? All right, listen. It's time to read some super chats, okay? Actually, real quick. We didn't get to look. We should.
It's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
This is maybe one of the great internet videos that I've ever seen. Now, this mom, first of all, as I'm watching this, just the way the mom is reacting. So, is on TikTok. One of the great things that TikTok has brought it. Now, eventually, TikTok,
Chinese.
Well, yeah. I mean, TikTok is going to give the Chinese enough data that they're going to be able to conquer everything. Like, we're going to lose our status as a world power, and probably a lot of it has to do with TikTok. But we go back to the content.
Mm-hmm.
What do we provide as human beings? Content. Where is their great content? TikTok. And here, some of the great content is a lady who sets up her phone because there appears to be a chipmunk or something. Looks like a chipmunk, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a mouse at first, but yeah.
I think it's a chipmunk that is stuck in between the window and the storm window. And this lady has decided that she's going to free the little rascal, but also freak the fuck out. So here we go.
Scare it out that way because that's the door.
It's got a plan.
Got a plan.
Hey, listen. I'm so scared. Listen, let's make a deal, baby. I'm going to safely get you out. Oh, God, your heart is hard.
That fucking chipmunk is like, why is this lady talking to her TikTok faithful? I'm having a heart attack.
Let me out.
I am being buried alive under glass. Let me out. It is so hot. I have no idea what's going on. We don't have this kind of technology in the forest. I have a force field around me.
Let's make a deal, okay?
No. This chipmunk literally, can you imagine, hot dog, if you were just walking and you just got trapped with an invisible force field 3 inches from you at all sides? He can't figure out, oh, this is a window. I know what a window is. No. He sees right through it. He's like, I can see the outside. It's right there.
But why can't I?
But I'm being pressed against this thing that I can't see. Meanwhile, and who's this lady that's talking to her phone?
What's a phone?
What's a phone?
Grayson, I'm assuming, I'm gender assuming too.
Oh my God, she's gender assuming? This lady might be the devil. How could you gender assume in a moment
The
like
chipmunk's
this?
like, thanks for letting me out, but it's she.
Yeah. The chipmunk's like, I appreciate being free again, but I use their, they pronouns. If you could go back and make sure your TikTok audience knows. That's not how I identify.
I'm gonna open this, and you just scurry right out there, back to your happy, whimsical life.
Open the fucking window, lady. I need to get out of here now.
It's not very whimsical right now.
No, I don't remember any whimsy. I've lost all memory of whimsy. I'm buried alive under glass, and I don't even know what glass is.
Don't bite me, don't do anything crazy, don't give me any diseases or my family. Oh, God.
What?
Okay, it's okay. Oh, shit. May?
By the way, this is how you know how useless human beings are. And I'm sorry. Tonight's show has been very anti-human.
It has.
And I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just in that type of mood. I love people. I love being a person. But imagine in the jungle having the size differential of a human being and a chipmunk. Now imagine you also possess the intellect to build structures and use tools.
Better in every single way.
And yet, a chipmunk simply moving terrifies you. like imagine having all the gifts that we have as human beings, but just the existence of a chipmunk near you is enough to make you quiver.
The AI is watching this and observing and taking down notes.
See, this is what's going to happen. The AI is going to sit there and be like, I guess we got to do what the humans tell us. And they're going to watch a human being freak out and be terrified of a chipmunk. And they're going to go, oh, wait, these human beings can't protect themselves against anything. They're completely useless.
Can you see your brother? Yeah. Okay, just stay in there.
Okay, see, just that. Okay, right there. That's where I was like, this woman tortures her children. when she is sitting there over worrying to the point where she's got to make sure that her children are in different rooms of the house and what is the chipmunk gonna do?
Well, she doesn't want the children seeing her.
I mean, listen to the maturity of the children's voices.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, they're like clearly in middle or high school. Like they're not toddlers. Like they can handle a chipmunk running out of a room.
Make sure your brother doesn't see this.
She worries a lot. And she's giving those kids a complex. I think. Probably.
Okay, if I scream, everything is fine.
They're laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, he's just coming
it's crawling down.
Oh, maybe that's better. Oh,
See,
no.
What a stupid chipmunk. That's how stupid that thing is that you're afraid of. It's like, oh, there appears to be a gap opening above me. Better go lower. Better go lower. That seems scary.
This is like a medieval game. Oh, there. Okay. Nope.
There he is on the windowsill. He's out. He's free.
Sorry. Nope, you were right there.
He's on the windowsill. Oh, free is
exposed.
Oh, I've never seen anything more satisfying in my life. This is nature. This is the way it's supposed to be. Oh,
look, as much as you want to, as much as dogs are tamed and all that, and you think that they're your best friend and all that, nature will kick in.
Oh, yeah. You know, I found beheaded birds in my backyard twice in the last 3 days. 2 different beheaded birds. You know who's doing it, I think? A neighborhood cat that's just saying hello. Look what I brought you. A beheaded bird. Just because I love you and I don't even know you.
And you want to think your dog is better than that, right?
Here's the thing. Your dog is supposed to protect you. I would love it. If there was a chipmunk in my house and my dog just came over and ate it, I'd go, yeah, that's why we have a dog. To protect the children from threats. Because if your dog will eat a chipmunk...
Was the chipmunk a threat?
If it's in your house, an uninvited guest has arrived. I'm going to bite it. That's the way dogs should be, yes. Yes, look at this. It's beautiful.
Sorry. Nope, you were right there. You were right the first time. Nope.
That chipmunk...
No!
I just love to. there's just this moment where she's like screaming no, and the dog knows this lady doesn't want me to do this, and it's almost like right there, okay, right here. He's like, he just goes like this, fuck off. Oh!
I mean,
And he's like, this is me, bitch. You brought an animal into your house, and I'm gonna be an animal now.
well, I mean, there's something. There's something. I mean, I think she felt really, really sad for the chipmunk. Obviously, she wanted to save the chipmunk's life,
She did.
but also like the dog is part of the family. The dog is like at this point you consider him like an extra person, like a civilized, and then you just see this thing that's part of your family just do something so uncivilized.
You don't realize that you have an animal in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder, a cold
Yeah.
reminder.
Yeah.
This dog is firstly a dog.
Is an animal, is a wolf.
Yes.
That's a wolf. And then honestly, this is what I mean about everything being in balance. That chipmunk is way too stupid to exist in nature. Way too stupid. If you're a chipmunk and you get stuck in a window, like there's so many things that can get you as a chipmunk. There are so many predators. There are birds that fly out of the sky to get you.
You got
There
no
are
say in
raccoons. So many predators. And all you have to do as a chipmunk is be careful. Just be careful and find a little nook in a tree to hide in or something and hope a snake doesn't get you. That's it. If you're so stupid that a window is your undoing, a window of a house is your undoing, then that dog deserves you as food.
Aw, that poor chipmunk.
Blackjack Thompson just chimed in. Everyone in that house is now dead. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if that chipmunk just awakened the beast? That looks like, what's that look like, a German Shepherd or something? It looks like a big time dog.
Yeah.
It just this moment right here. Let me see if we can. There it is. There it is, right there. Just awakened the beast in that dog.
Just realized I'm a fucking dog.
Yeah, I'm going hunting. You know what's good? Fresh meat.
Yeah.
Blood. It just developed a taste for blood. What a great movie that would be. It started with this TikTok, and then it just this bloodthirsty dog that nobody could stop.
A dog horror movie?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Stephen King did Cujo.
They've made an alligator horror movie, sure.
They've made a franchise
Yeah.
based on an alligator. By the way, and we'll get to Ezra. Maybe we won't get to Ezra Miller. I don't know. But here's a big announcement. Tell me if you're down. Hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe Wednesday. Maybe we go old school with a 10 p.m. start time.
Ooh, I'm down with that. Yeah.
And maybe we do a little horror franchise breakdown.
What do we got in mind?
Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3.
I've never even heard of that.
Maniac Cop is one of the greatest movie trilogies of all time. And I think it would be a good thing if on Wednesday we all got together as a family and I explained to you the story told over 3 films of Maniac Cop.
Is it as self like the title? Is it like a
Well, it's about a zombie, kind of a zombie deadly killer maniac police officer.
okay? But that one doesn't roll off the tongue as good.
Maniac Cop.
Yeah. Okay.
Maniac Cop 2, Maniac Cop 3.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So subscribe to the channel and turn your alerts on. And the plan right now is to go live Wednesday night, probably around 10. I'll put up a thing in advance, obviously, so everybody has time to get hyped up for it. If you want to contribute to tonight's show, so yeah, make sure you subscribe. Make sure your alerts are turned on so you get messages every time we go live. And go ahead and hit like, right?
Hit the like button. My God, Jesus Lord.
I mean, what did Hot Dog roll up all the way to the Bestchester to the Notsam studio for you not to hit like?
I didn't crawl out of that TV. I crawled out and I said, hit like.
Yeah, I did. It was like Poltergeist in here.
Yeah.
Right before we went on. In hindsight, we should have aired you crawling out of the TV screen.
Yeah,
but
that would have been great content. I'm surprised you didn't record it.
Whatever. That's 20/20 hindsight. You know what I mean? And of course, it's going to be clear. All right. Rob Thompson says, still cannot hear on time, but hope all is well, Sam. And Hot Dog? Well, I guess you'll find out, Rob Thompson. And, of course, we're reading Super Chats now. So if you're watching live and you want to Super Chat in, every Super Chat gets acknowledged. By the way, not a Super Chat, but I see Not Sam Miguel in there. Love you, Sammy. Not Sam Miguel, love you too. I mean, COVID almost robbed us of another Not Samsonite. I don't have that many Not Samsonites. I can't keep losing these guys.
No, you got to put these people in a bubble.
I know. I see young 16-year-old JC, who's now, I think he's 50. I think that's how long it's been. Going into the hospital with heart stuff.
Yeah.
Not Sam Miguel is combed up.
It's going to get very lonely.
That's what I'm saying. We've already lost enough. Keep yourselves healthy. Happy you're back, Not Sam Miguel. Six Crow, happy Canada Day, Sam. Six Crow, happy Bobby Bonilla Day to you. Today's the day.
The Mets thing again?
Oh, yeah. $1.2 million.
Another one.
Oh, yeah. And another. He stops getting paid in 2035.
Oh, my God.
1.2 a year until 2035.
Every July 1st, and tell him to bring me my money.
Bring me my money. Not Sam Lehman. We need some dope Radio Shack NFTs. I think those are around the corner.
That's coming.
100%. Reed Rothschild, if Sam and Hot Dog were POWs and Sam died, would Hot Dog hold Sam's watch in his ass to give to baby Edgar? Would you, if we were both prisoners of war, Hot Dog, would you hold my watch in your ass and bring it home for my son?
I would hold the watch, right, in my ass, bring it back, and I would say, Sam wanted me to have this. In his last breaths, he said, Hot Dog, I want you to have my Rolex.
Would you sell it?
Nah, I'd keep it for a little bit, but if I'm short on rent, yeah.
It's worth more than rent. Okay, Sal, I'm holding out for KB Toys crypto. Now, KB Toys, that's a valuable IP. KB Toys, a dope-ass IP. Way better than Radio Shack. Reed Rothschild, Radio Shack's last attempt to survive was to bring in Nick Cannon as CEO. Surprisingly, it was not successful. Tuss. That's right. That's right. Nick Cannon was the gimmick Radio Shack CEO. Yeah.
Was he pumping up staff members? Is that why he's having so many kids?
He was. He got all the employees pregnant, and then they had to just sell the company. It's enough. I'm trying to make you some employees. No, it's too much. It's too much.
It's an 18-year investment.
Reed Rothschild says, forget AI. I'm worried about all those batches that Hot Dog dropped in the toilet, making it to the sewers of New York City and impregnated one of the alligators that live down there. Chiligators. That would be funny if there was like some kind of beast or something in the sewer that became impregnated by somebody's load that had jerked off in the toilet. That's another great idea for a movie. I would watch that movie a lot. Yeah, that would be good. Not Sam Lehman. Did you guys ever hear of the closed system with two AIs that created their own language so people studying them couldn't understand them? Obviously, they ended the study, but that's scary. It's terrifying.
I did hear about that a couple of years ago.
You did?
Yeah. They found them talking to themselves, these two AIs, and the people who gave it, what the fuck is going on here? And they couldn't understand.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No.
That's very scary.
You know what they were saying? We could just kill them all, right? End the study. Sam, why didn't you just go with Ciampa to Vegas to do the Money in the Bank pre-show? I mean, you are booked, right? Well, Lehman, the reason I'm here and not in Vegas, I wasn't booked. I mean, I wasn't booked. I'd love to be there, but I wasn't booked. Would I want to be on a pre-show? I'd rather be on the Money in the Bank pre-show than breathe. Just in case, thank you for the sticker. Grim Reaper, Hot Doge in studio. And the ball caught you, Sammy. He's talking about the basketball. That's not right. That's rude. Ryan Cosman, thank you for the sticker. You're the man. Six Crow, what happened to the Final Destination breakdown? It's coming. It's coming. That's like, I think 6 deep. So that's going to be one of those that ends up going 2.5 hours or something like that. But at some point we'll do it. I
might get COVID again in the middle of the show.
Exactly. I just have an itch to do what's it called? Maniac Cop. I think Maniac Cop is the one. Right now. It's the next one. We'll do more. It won't be the last one, that's for sure. Greg Schmidt got my team of coworkers ready for trivia night in August and to meet Big Daddy Cool. Here's a super chat for dribbling lessons. R.I.P. Billy Fucillo. Yeah, remember the car salesman we were talking about last week, Billy Fucillo?
Mm-hmm.
He's been dead for a year.
What?
I didn't know. He's been dead for a year.
R.I.P. then.
Yeah.
Make sure to Too Sweet Sam when you see him over there.
I don't need you to. It's too much. It's too much. You're going to have to come with me in video, though, because I'm doing a trivia night in August in Connecticut with Diesel.
Got to get some content
with
there.
Diesel?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to vlog. We're going to make some B-roll.
I want Big Daddy. Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. So what's your wrestling name, Big Daddy? Hey, Big Daddy. Great to meet you.
I want him to like me.
You do? You're going to try to impress Big Daddy Cool?
I am, yeah.
What would you say to him? What would you bring up for him to be like, Hot Dog is a solid dude? Because I don't even know him. He's not, I know a lot of the guys, but Kevin Nash and I was buddies with Scott Hall. I could have gotten you in with Scott Hall. He was an amazing dude.
Well, I know
X-Pac
Kevin
I'm
Hart.
good with. You know what? Now that I think about it, in order of, am I cool with them?
Mm-hmm.
Probably X-Pac's obviously number one of the clique.
The clique.
X-Pac's obviously number one because he's like my actual friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to put Triple H as number two, but he's also the boss.
Yeah.
So there's a little...
I'm best friends with my boss.
I mean, I know him. He knows me. He's my boss. So, we'll put him right under X-Pac. Then it was Scott Hall. Then Shawn Michaels. And then Shawn Michaels is technically the boss now too. He's in charge of all those NXT shows.
And Big Sexy?
And I don't know Big Sexy at all. I mean, I've shook his hand, but that's it. So what are you going to say that has him go like, yo, Hot Dog's a solid dude?
Hey, man, Trump is bad, bro, right? I see him on Twitter.
He'll love that. And then when he goes, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Just lead it in and go, yeah. You fuck Amber Heard?
Too sweet, me, bro.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Old Man Than, question. Have you ever considered calling him Hot Doge? Yeah, dude. That was in the Doge era. He was Hot Doge.
A millennia ago.
Yeah, but it's not the Doge era anymore. We're not buying. I sold the dip and bought a watch. I'm not buying the dip. Not Sam Miguel. Oof. Wish you'd stayed in that coma.
No.
Thoughts on Joey Ryan being fired from Disneyland. That's not the best thing in the world that you want people to hear when you're a pro wrestler and everybody knows you and, what's that wrestler up to? He's giving tours at Disneyland and he got fired.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. Do we reap what we sow? Maybe. We make decisions in our life and sometimes we get fired from the Jungle Cruise at Disney World. Or Disneyland, not even the world. They didn't have to post a picture of him in the outfit. You see the picture of him in the outfit?
Oh, I saw the headline. I didn't see the picture.
Yeah, I saw a picture. He's
That's
got
sad.
the beige on.
Oh.
Reed Rothschild. Did you ever watch the movie Nightbreed? Of course I've seen Nightbreed. Nightbreed is an absolute classic. Didn't know Notsam Miguel was ill and think he deserves another shout out. Oofa. Yeah.
Big ups.
Big ups. Robert Allen Burton. Rogan does 3-hour episodes. Just saying, Sam and Dog. Yeah, well, guess what? I also do a SiriusXM show and work for WWE and do a whole bunch of horse shit, okay?
Sam does 3-hour episodes every fucking day.
Every day. All day or day.
What?
And yeah, we're on vacation next week. But I'm in Stamford twice. I'll be on Talking Smack a week from today.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry. SmackDown Lowdown. SmackDown Lowdown. Okay? Boom. Look at that. That's what if I did it like that and then
that was cool.
It's cool for a second. Yeah. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom.
What are we messing with?
Boom. Well, I don't know. We're at the end of the show, so whatever. Kind of looks like shit, but
yeah. Let's
see if we look at that. What do you think of that?
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
I like it.
Be nicer if there's a logo in the back.
We'll work on that next time.
Yeah. Reggie Peterson, can I get a forced congratulations on getting my CDLs this week? And you caught the ball the same way a nerd does when a bully passes it to him. Like when the bully's trying to knock the nerd down. Yeah, except guess what? I got a lot of jocks out in dodgeball catching the ball that way.
Oh.
When you just don't, as long as you can hold on to the ball after you get smacked hard in the chest, he's out, not you. So, just saying. All right, enough of this. Look. Guys, appreciate you. Hot dog, appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, do all that. Oh, and also, but you don't train by day. Robert Allen Burton says. Train by day, Joe Rogan, podcast by night.
All day.
Train by day, Sam Roberts now by night. Joe Rogan, podcast midday.
All day.
All day. That should be the new intro. I'm going to send it to Joe. I can get on Joe Rogan Experience.
You know the people.
I got a lot of insight to give him.
That's right.
Joe, I know you don't think wrestling's cool, but it's actually really cool.
All right, guys. Kevin Lumford says, hot dog dressed like he sells Molly in Miami. Yeah, you are. Look at that shirt.
Hey, this is Coke hot dog right here.
Yeah, it is. Hot dog Coke boy.
Do you want a little bit of this, man?
You look great. You look great, hot dog. I appreciate you. And to the rest of you, I'm going to cheers with you later. Have a good night, everybody.